Hello Carinites. Yeah, in the today's video tutorial you'll be learning how to make, I believe you saw the video, the short clip of the dress on the mannequin. I can't bring that here because it's quite big, so you can't see it. So we'll be learning how to make that beautiful dress with this matching headband. Like, today's tutorial is full option, total package, trust me. Very beautiful. It's very easy to make. And yeah, the size I'll be making it for size 6 to 12 months. So I will also be giving you different sizes on how to customize from newborn to 18 months. Yeah. So, and also the written pattern will be available if you're interested. If you would like to support, please click on the description box. There is a link there on my to shop for the pattern on my website, my personal website. Yeah. And also, if you like to support, please subscribe to the membership plan, the super things. There are a lot of options for you if you like to support. Yeah. And also, if you're not yet a subscriber, kindly click that subscribe button. Trust me, every week I drop beautiful tutorials for babies, both boys and girls. Check the channel and see for yourself. Yeah. So without wasting much time, just let me take you through the materials we'll be needing for our tutorial today. It's quite a lot, but I will be letting you know the optional ones and the important, like, compulsory ones. And yeah, click the like button if you find it useful, the video useful, and also drop a comment. So yeah, let me take you through the materials. Yeah, I said it that our materials are quite much. So starting off with our yarn, I'll be using it's Yeye brand that I normally use. So it's quite a thin yarn, as you can see. So I'll be working with 2 strands to achieve some thickness. But if you have a medium weight yarn, just go ahead. You don't need to double your strand, just go ahead and use it. And yeah, I'll be using, I think I used around 3 to 4 balls. Around 4 balls. And yeah, the pattern this stitch will be using is the lemon peel stitch. The texture is so beautiful, trust me. And yeah, we'll be using 2 colors. Yeah, and the hook size I'll be using because of this video tutorial is size 3. Where's it 3.5 hook. Yeah, that's the size I'll be using. We'll be needing measuring tape, very important. We'll be needing scissors to cut, be needing tapestry needle, and you'll be needing a normal needle. Also be needing a normal thread to make our bow. You'll be needing nets, very important, very important. We'll be using that for our dress and also for our bow. I'll be using this rhinestone, is quite optional, or this chain. I'll be using it, as you can see, to decorate my headband and also the middle of my bow. And also we'll be needing this hook because the sunflower you saw on the dress, they're actually detachable, and also the bow at the back, it is detachable. So I use that to put it on, to hang it on, and also to remove it. So like I said, it's quite optional. I'll be needing glue, so lighter, be needing some buttons. Yeah, because we'll be needing, I think, 4 buttons on the romper, and yeah, 1 on the headband. I think those are the materials we'll be needing. In case I forget any, you'll be seeing that in the video. So like I said, please give the video a thumbs up if you find it useful, drop a comment, and yeah, let's get started. So to kickstart our dress, I'm going to be working with my 3.5 hook, just like I said earlier, and also I'll be working with 2 strands. So to start, we are going to be making foundation chain. So the measurement we need right now is the chest round measurement. So if you are doing for 0 to 3 months, I'll suggest to work with 17 inches, and for 3 to 6 months or 0 to 6 months, I'll suggest to work with 18 inches or 18.5 inches. But if you are doing for 6 to 12 months or 0 to 12 months, which is the same size I'm making, I'll suggest to work with 20 inches or 21 inches, depending on the size of the baby girl you're making this for. Remember, these are suggestion. If your client you're making this for is quite big, please ask for measurements, the chest round measurement of the baby you are making this for. So that being said, we are going to start with a slip knot. So I'll go ahead, I'll grab my yarn and just make a little circle on my finger, bring that out. The longer end, I'll just put it in the circle and make a knot. So that's my slip knot. If you have a better way of doing yours, please go ahead and do it. So after that, we'll go ahead and make a foundation chain that is our chest round measurement length. Okay, like I said, I'm making for 6 to 12 months, and the chest round measurement is 20 inches. So I'll make a chain. I'll make foundation chain that is 20 inches long. I hope that makes sense. So if you are doing for 0 to 6 months, you go ahead and make yours until you have about 18 inches or 18.5 inches, which I suggested. 0 to 3 months, you go ahead and make a foundation chain that is what's it called, that is 17 inches long. So that makes sense. If you are doing for 12 to 18 months, I'll suggest you work with 22 to 23 inches, depending on the size of your clients. So that being said, we'll start making our chains. You yarn over, you put through the loop. That's my first chain. Yarn over, put through the loop. That's my second chain. Yarn over, put through the loop. That's my third chain. So we go ahead and keep repeating this until I have my desired length. So here is my foundation chain. I have 86 chains, and I'm going to measure that right now. And right from the top to the end, as you can see, I have it slightly stretched, just a little, and I have my 20 chains slightly. So 86 chains. And remember, whatever your foundation chain is, make sure it's an even number. You want an even number. Yeah. So after making that, we are going to be joining slip stitching into the very first chain we made. So to make sure that our chain is not twisted, make sure that the right side of your chain is facing you, and just go ahead and trace it along like this, like that. Continue tracing it. After that, when you get to the tip, to the very end, turn that in just like that, and you grab your yarn and you go right into your first chain and you make a slip stitch. So like that, as you can see, our chain is not twisted. So after doing that, we are going to start working our pattern, our lemon peel pattern. So we are going to start with your chain 1, and into that very same stitch or the same chain, you go ahead and work a single crochet. To make a single crochet, you go right into your chain, you pull out a loop, you have 2 loops, you yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. That's our first stitch, which is a single crochet. If you're a beginner, I'll suggest that you use your stitch marker here. You mark your first stitch so that you know where to slip stitch when we get back here. So after that, into the next chain, you go ahead, you yarn over. We are working a double crochet. You go into your chain, you pull out a loop, you have 3 loops, you yarn over, you put through the first 2 loops, you yarn over and put through the last 2 loops. We just made a double crochet. So you move into the next chain, you work a single crochet. Into the following one, you work a double crochet. Into the next, you work a single crochet. Into the next, you work a double crochet. So we go ahead and keep alternating between single crochet and double crochet until you get to the very end. Obviously, when you come to the end, remember we start with a single crochet, you're going to be finishing with a double crochet. So go ahead and complete your first round. So this is what I have. I'm almost at the end of my first row. So this is what I have. First round, we are working in rounds. So I worked my last stitch, which is a double crochet right here. So after doing that, I will go ahead and slip stitch into my very first stitch, which is our single crochet. So I'll go ahead, make a slip stitch, and this is what we have. So after that, I'll go ahead, I'll chain 1 and turn. So this is a slip stitch. We are not working there, we are working right here, this double crochet stitch. We are always going to start with a double crochet. We are always going to start with a single crochet, and we will always end with a double crochet. So that's it. So this is a double crochet here. We are working a single crochet inside. You start with a single, you finish with a double. So single, and we go into the next stitch, which is a single crochet. You work a double crochet inside. Next, you work a single crochet here, you work a double crochet in the next stitch, you work a single crochet in the next, then a double crochet in the following one. So we go ahead and keep alternating between these two stitches until we get back right here. So I just worked my last stitch, which is a double crochet. So we go ahead and slip stitch into our very first stitch, which is this right here. So I'll go ahead and make a slip stitch. So we just finished our second round. So moving on to the third, you chain one and turn. So right now practically it's just a repetition of the previous round. So you will always start with a single crochet, remember. So this is a slip stitch, we are skipping that. We are starting here on this double crochet. So you go ahead, you start with a single crochet. Into the next stitch you work a double crochet, into the next you work a single, and the next you work a double. So you can see that we are having that textured feeling already. So we go ahead and keep repeating this. I will come and show you how to finish this and start again for the fourth round. Then I will let you know what to do, how to keep repeating your round and the number of rows, the number of inches you need to do. So this is what I have after completing my third round. So I worked my last stitch, which is a double crochet. So I'll go ahead and slip stitch into my very first stitch, which is a single crochet. So I'll slip stitch, and this is what I have. So like I said, it's a repetition now. We keep repeating, we keep alternating between single crochet and double crochet. I have about 1 inch now. So for 0 to 3 months you keep repeating this until you have about 4 inches in length. For 0 to 6 months you have about 4.5, and for 6 to 12 months, which I'm doing, I'll continue until I have about 5 inches. If you are doing for 12 to 18 months, I would suggest 6 inches. So when I have my 5 inches, I will come and show you the next one we'll be doing. So just let me start with the next row with you. You chain one and turn. This right here is a slip stitch. We are skipping that. This is our last stitch, which is a double crochet. We are starting with a single crochet. So I work a single crochet into the next stitch. I work a double crochet, then a single crochet and a double crochet. So I will go ahead and keep repeating this, like I said, until I have 5 inches for the size I'm making. So when I have my 5 inches done, I will come and show you what next to do. So this is what I have. I did about, I think, 15 rows. This is what I have. So the measurement I gave earlier, I told us to do, I said I was going to do 5 inches. I believe we followed the measurement on the screen, because I'm going to be putting the correct measurement on the screen. So the position I want the net to be, I don't want it to be around the belly button. I want it like up around the tummy. So I want it up, and the 5 inches is kind of dragging it down, so I had to lose 1 row. So I have 4.5 inches here. So if you want the same sitting for your for 0 to 3 months, I would suggest 3.5 instead of 4 inches. Then 0 to 6 months or 3 to 6 months, I would suggest 4 inches. Why 6 to 12 months, which I'm doing, I did 4.5 inches. So for 12 to 18 months, I'll suggest 5 inches. So it depends on where you want the net to be, the location of your net. But as for me, I want it up around the tummy. I don't want it to be around the belly button. So right now we are going to be making like a ridge where our, what's it called, where our net will be attached, where it will be sitting. So I'm going to start with chain 2, and okay, this is the, let me see, okay, this is the right side. So I'm going to turn. Remember, we are always turning. So I'm going to turn, and this is our first stitch, which is a double crochet. So I'll go ahead, I'll yarn over, I'll go right into this piece right here and push my first stitch forward, grab my yarn, pull out a loop, and I'll work a front post double crochet. So we are going to be working a front post and back post double crochet for this row, or for this round. So for the next round, you yarn, for the next stitch, you yarn over, you go from the back, you go from the back like that. This is our next stitch, which is a single crochet. So you push your stitch backwards, you grab your yarn, you pull out a loop. You have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's a back post double crochet. So again, we repeat the front post. You go right here into the space, then you push your next stitch, which is a double crochet. You grab your stitch and work a front post double crochet. The next one is a single crochet. You will go ahead and work a back post double crochet. So in this round, we are working front post and back post double crochet all through. No single crochet for this round. Front post and back post double crochet. So I'll go ahead and repeat this all the way until I get back to where I started. So I've come to the end of the round and I worked my last stitch, which is the back post double crochet. So after that, I'll go ahead and slip stitch into my very first front post. I'll go ahead and slip stitch, and this is what we have. After that, I'll chain 1 and turn. So right now we are going back to our pattern. This line is just for where we are going to be attaching our knits. So this is our very first stitch. Remember, we always start with a single crochet. So work a single crochet and a double crochet in the next. We are repeating our lemon peels pattern now. We are going back to it. A single crochet, then double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. So I'll go ahead and repeat this all the way until I get to the very end here. So this is what I have after completing my round. So we'll just go back to working our lemon peel pattern until, as for me, I will keep going until my total length is 7 inches. So this is 5 inches already. I have 2 more inches to go. So I'll continue until I have 7 inches. If you are doing for 0 to 3 months, I'll suggest you keep going until you have 5 inches to 5.5 inches, around that range. And for 0 to 6 months or 3 to 6 months, I'll suggest you keep going until you have 6 inches. So as for me, I'm doing 6 to 12 months. I'll continue until I have 7 inches. For 12 to 18 months, I'll suggest you keep going until you have around 7.5 or 8 inches, so thereabout. So I'll keep going. So to kickstart the next round, it's just the same pattern that we've been doing. You chain 1 and you turn. I finished with a double crochet right here. I will start with a single crochet. As usual, we always start with a single crochet. Single, then double. Single, double. So when I have my 7 inches completed, the total length. So when I have my 7 inches completed, I'll come and show you. We will come and divide our piece into front panel and back panel. So we are going to be working the leg opening. So I have my this thing done. I said I want a total of 7 inches. So the top here, right here, I did 14 rows before we did the front post and back post, and right here I did 7 rows. So as you can see, I have my 7 inches. So right now we are going to, as you can see, I did some marking. We are going to be working on the front panel and back panel. We are going to be dividing the front panel and back panel. So here is what I did. Remember, my total stitch count was 86, yeah. So this is the back where we have the seam line. It's not quite visible because of the pattern we are working with, but this will be my seam line at the back. So I divided my stitches by 2. My total stitches 86 divided by 2, I have 43. So I divided 43 by 2 again, so I have 22 and 21. So I counted 21, I counted 22, and I marked it. So that's my back panel. So, and I also counted, after that I counted 8 stitches each on each side. That would be for the leg opening. So if you're doing for 0 to 3 months, I'll suggest you leave 6 stitches, 6 stitches on each side for the leg opening. For 3 to 6 months, I'll suggest to leave 7 inches. For me, I'm doing 12 months, so I'm leaving 8 stitches on each leg. 12 to 18 months, I'll suggest you do the same thing. 8 stitches is fine. So right now, here is what we are going to do. After completing that, I'm going to fasten off. So I chained one already. I'll just grab my scissors and cut. So I'll just go ahead and join right here. So this is the back, this is the seam line here. So I'm going to join here and work. So okay, this was where I did my last round like this, so my next round will be on this side. So yeah, I'm going to make a slip knot and I'm going to insert my hook here. Here I'll chain one, and into the stitch I entered, it's a double crochet, so I'm going to be working a single crochet inside. So the next is a single crochet, so I'll work a double crochet. So the next is a double, I'll work a single crochet inside. So I will go ahead and work my pattern until I get right here where I marked here. So here is my last stitch, which is a single crochet as well. So to start our reduction, I'll chain one and turn. So we have to kick start with our last stitch here was single crochet, so we are going to be starting with a double crochet. So double crochet, and every second stitch, the second stitch right here, we are going to be skipping it. So we are supposed to work a single crochet here, so we are going to skip it. So right here we have a double crochet. I'll go back and work a double crochet. So we skipped here. Or better still, if you don't want that space, I'll suggest that you work a reduction. So we have to work a single crochet here and a double crochet here. Yeah, so just yarn over, go in here, and I'll work. So I just improvised, like working a single crochet and a double crochet together. So that's what I did. So I think I'll be doing that reduction to avoid that space. So after that, this is a double crochet, so we work a single crochet. You work a double crochet in your previous single crochet, single crochet, double crochet. So I will go ahead and keep repeating this until I have 3 stitches left, and I will come and show you how we are going to do the reduction. So I have 3 stitches left, 1, 2 and 3. So I have a single crochet and I have a double crochet to reduce. So we are supposed to work a double crochet here. So we yarn over, I will go inside, pull out a loop, I will yarn over, put through the first 2, then I will go into my my next stitch, which is supposed to be a single crochet. I will go in, pull out a loop, I have 3 loops, I'll yarn over and put through all 3, just like that. And into my very last stitch, which is a single crochet, I'll go ahead and work a double crochet inside. I hope you get that. So moving on to the next reduction, you chain one and turn. So into the very first stitch, the last stitch here was a double crochet, so we are going to start with a single crochet. So work a single crochet, and we are going to be reducing the next 2 stitches together. So this right here, this is supposed to be, this is a single crochet, we are supposed to work a double crochet in. So I'll just do double crochet 2 together. So I'll go in here, pull out a loop, yarn over, put through the first 2, I'll yarn over again, I'll go into the next, pull out a loop, yarn over, put through 2, I have 3 loops, I'll yarn over and put through all. So that's double crochet 2 together. Then I'll move into the next stitch. This is a double crochet, so we go in with a single crochet. The next stitch is a single crochet, so we go in with a double crochet, and we go ahead and keep alternating between single crochet and double crochet until I have 3 stitches left. I'll come and show you how to do the reduction again. So I have 3 stitches left. I have a single crochet, this right here like a double crochet, and a single crochet. So I'm going to work a double crochet over these 2, double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, I'll go right in, pull out a loop, I have 3 loops, yarn over, put through the first 2, then yarn over again, go into the next stitch, pull out a loop, we have 4 loops, yarn over, put through the first 2, we are left with 3 3 loops, so yarn over and pull through all 3. And into the last stitch, this is a double crochet. I'll just go in with a single crochet, and that marks the end of that row. Then we move to the next, chain 1 and turn. So this is how we keep going and keep reducing. So we finished with a single crochet. We are going to kick start with a double crochet, and also the next 2 stitches we are going to be reducing. So this right here is a double crochet 2 together, and this is a single crochet. We are supposed to work a double crochet here, right? So we just go ahead and work double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, we go in, pull out a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, we go into the next loop, pull out a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, you have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through the remaining. So we go ahead and continue our pattern. So we are going to, the next we are going to work a single crochet, a double crochet into the next. So we keep repeating that until we get to the very end. And when you have 3 stitches left, you do the same reduction I did here. You're going to repeat that right here at the end, and we keep going with our back panel. We keep going back and forth until we have about 11 stitches left. So when I have my 11 stitches, I will come and show you what next to do. So I instructed us to keep reducing until we have 11 stitches. I added one more row, so I reduced till I have 9 stitches. So go ahead and reduce till you have 9 stitches. So you are just going to add one more row of decrease. So you can see what our back panel looks like. Look at that shape. So after completing that, we are going to be working just one last row on that back panel. You chain 1 and turn. I finished with a double crochet, so we are going to be starting with a single crochet. So right now, no more decrease, just we are going to work one regular row, no decrease. So we are just going to work 1 stitches into each and every of our stitches. So this is a single crochet, the next will be a double crochet, and the next will be single, double, single, double, single, double, and we are going to finish with a single. So I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 stitches. So after completing that, I'll chain 1 and fasten off, and this is what we have for our back panel. So now working on the front panel, let's see, our last row we worked this direction, so we are going to be working this direction. So remember, for 0 to 3 months you are going to be leaving 6 stitches for the leg opening. For 3 to 6 months you are going to leave 7 stitches. For 6 to 12 months and 12 to 18 months you are going to be leaving 8 stitches. So I have my 8 stitches here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So I'll be starting here, and this stitch here is a single crochet, so we'll be working a double crochet in here. So I'll go ahead, join with 1 chain, and I'll go ahead and work my first double stitch, which is a double crochet. Then I'll move to the next, which is a double crochet. I'll work a single crochet inside, and the next I'll work a double crochet, single crochet, then double crochet. So we go ahead, I'll keep repeating this until I get to my last stitch. My last stitch will be here, not the marked one here. So go ahead, complete that, and I'll come and show you how we are going to start our reduction for the front panel as well. So working my very last stitch, which is this, so I'll be working it double crochet in my last stitch. So remove the stitch marker. I'm done with the stitch markers. So after that, we are going to start our reduction. We are going to be repeating the same thing we did for the back panel. So you're always going to work your first stitch. So work a single crochet there, and we are going to reduce the next 2 stitches. We're supposed to work a double crochet here and a single crochet here, so we just go ahead with a double crochet 2 together, just like that. The next stitch is a single crochet. We work a double crochet inside, and okay, I think another way we can do this is a single crochet here. So to work a single crochet 2 together, to work a single crochet, just go in here, pull out a loop, go into the next stitch, pull out a loop, and you work a single crochet. You can decide to do the double crochet together, it does not matter. What is important is make a reduction, whether single crochet together or double crochet together, just make a reduction. That's all that matters. So we are working a double crochet here, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet. So I will go ahead and repeat this until I have 3 stitches left, and I'll come and show you how to do the reduction again. So I'm almost at the end of this row, so I'm going to be repeating the same thing I did here. So single crochet 2 together, so I'll go into the next stitch, pull out a loop, I'll go into the next stitch, pull out a loop. So I have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through, or 3 loops, and you can do the double crochet 2 together. So into my last stitch, which is a double crochet here, so I'm finishing with a single crochet. So moving on to the next row, remember we keep reducing in every row. So I'm starting with a double crochet here, and we are making a reduction. So you are reducing these 2. So like I said, you do any one that is fine by you. So I work single crochet 2 together. The next stitch is a single crochet, so we are working a double crochet inside. So single crochet into the next, double crochet into the next. So we are just going to keep repeating the pattern. Where you did double crochet in your previous row, you do single crochet on it. Where you have your single crochet previously, you do double crochet on it. So that's just how the pattern works. So I'll go ahead and keep repeating until I have the same number of stitches I have here. I have 9 here, so I'll keep repeating until I have 9 stitches, and when I have that, I'll come and show you what next to do. So this is what I have after working my reduction. You can see what the front panel looks like, and obviously it is way shorter than the back panel. So this is what we are going to do. Remember, we did one regular row on the back panel, so we'll go ahead and do 4 rows of no decrease on the front panel. So regular row of your stitches, no decrease. Just go ahead and work your regular row for 4 rows, and when I have that, I will come and let you know what next to do. No more decrease, just regular rows for 4 rows. So for 0 to 6 months, so 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 4 rows should be fine. And for 6 to 12 months and 12 to 18 months, as for us, we'll be doing 5 rows. So I'm going to add one more row to the front. So we have single, double, single, double, single, double, single, double, and single. So I'm going to fasten off, and we are going to add one extra row at the back for our buttonhole. I was thinking I'm going to sew this together, but then I think I am going to add buttonholes here. Yeah, so I'm going to fasten this off, and if you want your buttonhole to be in the front, go ahead and add it. But for me, I'll be putting my buttonholes at the back, so we'll be working one extra row in the back right here. So this is where we worked our last. So I'm going to make a slip knot and turn around. So I'm joining here. This is a single crochet, so I'll be starting with a double. So chain 1 and work a double crochet inside. Remember, we have just 9 stitches left. A double, work a single crochet in the next. Then I'll go ahead, I'll chain 1. Make sure your chain is loose. Then I'll skip the next stitch and I'll work 1. Yeah, that should be a single crochet, so we'll work a double crochet next. And so we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the next will be a single crochet. Then we chain 1 loosely again. We'll skip the next stitch, and here, right here, we have a single crochet and a double crochet in the last stitch. So we just work our normal pattern, but we chained 1 in the 3rd stitch here and the 3rd stitch to the last here for our buttonholes. So after working that, I'm going to chain 1 and turn. So we are just going to work just 1 row to clean up our edge. So And that will be, we are going to be working half double crochet in all stitches, even in the rows. So I'll start from here. I'll start working like this. So work half double crochet, and into our chain one space right here, work a half double crochet inside into the next stitch. So you just go ahead and work one half double crochet in all stitches, one half double crochet in all our stitches, and we are right here at the corner. So even on the corner, we will be working one half double crochet for each row. So I'm going to add one more half double crochet here because it's a corner. So we are going to start working on the side, one half double crochet for each row, the single crochet row, the double crochet row. So you just go ahead and work one half double crochet around the entire leg opening. So we go all the way around until we come back to here where we started. So this is what I have after working my edging. So please note, where we have double crochet row, you might need to do 2 half double crochet in that row to avoid straining or overstretching your stitches. So where you have single crochet at the edge, you work one half double crochet there, and where you have double crochet at the edge, you work 2 half double crochet there. So I hope that's clear, and this is what the entire edge looks like. See, very clean. So after that, I slip stitched into my very first half double crochet, and I will go ahead and fasten off. So the next thing we'll be doing is we are going to be working on the sleeves, and I have some stitches marked already, and here is what I did. Let me show you what I did. So instead of going through the stress of counting, I folded my work into 2 like this, and I folded it into 2 again. So I just marked the stitches right here. So just go ahead and do the same thing, or if you want to count, just go ahead and do the counting. So this is what I'm going to use, and yeah, so I'm going to be working my sleeves, the strap actually. So it depends on how thick you want your strap to be. So I think I'll be working either 4 or 5 stitches. So starting right here on the front, this was where I marked, so I'll start working here and work here. I'll work in this direction. So this was the mark stitch, so I'll start from here. I want to do 5 stitches in total, so I'll go in. The stitch I entered was a double crochet, so I'll chain one. I'll start with a single crochet, then the next will be a double crochet, that's 2, the next will be a single crochet, that's 3, the next will be double crochet, that's 4, the next will be a single crochet, that's 5. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this thickness. So if you want a lesser, you don't want the strap to be this thick, you can just do 4 stitches. So after that, I'll chain 1 and turn, and we just keep repeating our stitches. Here you have a single crochet, you work a double crochet, and when you have a double crochet, you work a single crochet. So just like we've been working our pattern. So we go ahead and keep repeating this. I'll come and tell you the number of rows I did, and we are going to be adding some buttonholes at the end, at the back. So I'll be adding like 2 to 3 buttonholes at the back, but I'll come and let you know the number of rows I did before the buttonholes. So I have 19 rows, this 19 rows in total. So I want to give you the measurements. So from here where I started, I have 6.5 inches. So to make the buttonholes, I will be making 2 buttonholes. So chain 1 into the first stitch, we make a double crochet, a single crochet, then I'll chain 1 loosely, then I'll skip the next stitch. In the following one, make a single, the following stitch is a double crochet, so I'll make a single crochet inside, then a double crochet in the last stitch. And after that, I'll chain 1 and turn, single crochet in our first stitch, double crochet in the next, then into our space. After working a double crochet, the next stitch is supposed to be single crochet, so we do that in our chain one space. Then a double crochet in the next stitch and a single crochet in the last stitch. Chain one, turn. We work our stitches, a double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, and double crochet. So we are going to work our last buttonhole. Chain one and turn. You start with the single crochet, you work a double crochet, then you chain one, you skip the next stitch, which is this, then work a, this is a single crochet, so we work a double crochet inside, then a single crochet in the last stitch. So after that, I'll go ahead and work two rows of our pattern. So we have double, single, then double into the chain one space, double crochet, single, then double. Then the very last row, I'll work a single crochet, a double crochet, a single crochet, double crochet, and single crochet. After that, I'll chain one and fasten off. So I did, that will be total of 25 rows. I think I did 19 rows before my buttonhole, so 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, 25 rows in total, and that measures around right here from the base, around 8 inches. So if you are doing for 0 to 3 months, I did 19 rows before the buttonhole. I would suggest you do around 15 rows. So for 0 to 6 months, I would suggest you do around 17 rows. So for bigger size, you just go ahead and add more rows. So I've done my second strap. So this is what my straps looks like, and look at our project, we are actually almost done. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll go ahead and weave in all my hands. I will add buttons to where needed. I'm going to be adding 2 buttons here and also 2 buttons here at the back, and after that we'll come back and add our net and also our flowers. So after weaving in all my hands and adding my buttons, this is what our romper looks like at the moment. So right now the next thing we'll be doing is we'll be adding our net. You might not be able to see the net very well because it's obviously transparent and the color matches the my yarn very well. So I want to take the measurement. The wideness of the net is 8.5 inches. 8.5 inches. I don't know if you can see that. While the length of my net is 17 inches. So this is it. To take the measurement for your net, to know what to cut, you will take the measurement from here, because this is where we'll be adding our net, from here to how long you want your net to be. So from here I took my measurement and it's 7.5, as you can see. So you are going to double what you have here. Remember, we are folding our net, so 7.5, if we double that, that will give us 15. So, and my net measures 17 inches. So after putting all my the net, of course we are going to do some trimming so that we can have an even end. So whatever your measurement from here, I'm doing from here to the end of my, what's it called, the romper. So, and my measurement is 7.5 inches. So you're going to double whatever your own is, and that will be the length of your net. And for the wideness, this depends on how full you want your dress to be. If you want it very full, as you can see, I did 8.5 inches. As for you, you can go ahead and do 10 inches. It depends on how full you want it to. So to apply our nets, let me show you quickly. Here's my net. So I'm going to fold that up into 2 like this. As you can see, fold it into 2 like this, and you make sure that the end is even like that. And I'll grab my hook and we are going to be putting our what's it called, our net around the front post double crochet only, the ones popping out. That's where we are going to be putting our net. So I'm going to be starting from here, right here. So I'll go right here, up here. I'll go in, as you can see. After going in, I'll put in my net like that, as you can see what I'm doing. Then I'll go ahead and pull that in. You can see what I did there. I pulled it in. After pulling it in, I'm going to remove my hook and I'm going to pull that out very well, and I'm going to put my finger inside like this. So after doing that, I'll grab the end that I have here. Then I'll put, you see this long end, I'm going to put that inside. So it's just tying just like that, and we are going to pull. We're going to pull tight, and we have the first one done just like that. And I will do that again. I'll grab my second net. So I'm just going to fold that up just like I did earlier. Make sure that the end is even. So you go right here to the top, you insert your hook, then you grab your net, pull it out just like that, drop your hook, then go ahead, grab your net and insert that in and pull. So that's how we are going to be adding our net. So we go ahead and add my remaining nets all around, and after that we are going to add our sunflower. So I have my dress done. It's quite big, so it's not going to fit into this into my camera here. So I will be showing you at the end on the mannequin. So the next thing we'll be doing is the bow. I will be adding to the back. So like I showed you in the beginning, my ribbon is quite small, so I joined like 3 of it together, as you can see. So this is what I have, and the length measures, let me show you that. I have 14 inches, as you can see. So after doing that, I'm going to join the end together. Okay, before joining, I'm going to use my lighter to fry the end. Do on the other end as well, and the middle. Yep. So I'll grab my glue and some here. So after putting that, I am going to bring the other hand to it to join, and I'm going to let that dry. So I will be needing 2 pieces of this. So I have my first one done already, and I have my thread in it, so I'll be joining with this as well. So I'm going to have that in the middle. I have 6 punches right here on the first one, and I'm going to repeat the same thing on the second one. So you have 1, you are doing 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6. I'm going to pull that through. After that, so I have the 2 like this, and I am going to pull that tight so that I can have my bow, as you can see. So I have this, and I'm going to wrap my thread around the middle. You can see what we have. So after wrapping around it a few times, so I'll go ahead and make a knot to secure it at the back. Right there we have this ready. For the longer one, it measures around, I think, 18, almost 18 inches. Yeah, 18 inches. So after joining the ribbon to have this wideness, I'm going to trim the edge so that I can have a uniform edge. So I'm going to fry the end as well. Okay, so the middle, so we are going to be joining this like this. So I'm going to do 6 just like we did on each of these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I'm going to pull that. You can see, look at what we have. So start pulling that. I'm going to wrap. Okay, want it here, these bees. Wrap to secure that. So this is what we have, like a decorative ribbon. Yeah, so I used the smaller one to cover the middle, and this is what I have. So right now I'm going to be adding my rhinestone or chain. I don't even know what it's called. This, I'm going to be adding this. So I'll grab my hot glue. So I have my hot glue at the back. So I'll just put that like that. I'll wrap. So I have 3. So I put this to clean up the back and also my hook. So the bow is ready. The last thing we are going to do is our headband. So we are going to be making the headband. It's quite simple and straightforward. So we'll be needing the edge circumference. So for the size I'm making, 6 months to 12 months, yeah, or to 1 year. I'll be making a chain that is around 15 inches long. For 0 to 3 months, I'll suggest that you chain around 12 inches, and for 3 to 6 months, I'll suggest that you chain around 14 inches, while I chain around 15-16 inches. So for 1 to 3 years, I'll suggest you chain around 17 inches. So I will make a slip knot, and I will go ahead and start making my chain. So I need around 15 to 16 inches foundation chain. So I have 70 chains here, and we are going to start working. I'm going to chain 2 more. That's our turning chain. We yarn over. So into the 3rd chain from the hook, we are going to skip the 2 extra chains. So starting from here, you're going to flip your chain over, and we'll be working in the back bump, the bump at the back. We're going to start working double crochets. So we go ahead and work 1 double crochet in 4 stitches until I get to the very end. So this is what I have after working my double crochet. So for the second row, which is our last row, I'm going to chain up 2 hand turn, and we go into each and every of our stitches and work 1 double crochet. Again, work 1 double crochet in all stitches. So you go ahead and repeat this until you get to the very end. So I am right here at the end. I will chain 1. I'll fasten off, but I'm going to leave a tail, a long tail, because I'll be using that to add my button right there. So I'm going to add my button here. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to grab my net. So here's the net I will be using. This is around 6 inches wide, and the length is around 50 inches long. So I'm going to grab my net like this. I'm going to fold it up just like this. You can see what I have, and I'll grab my needle and thread. And I'll start picking. I'll go in, out, in, out, in, out, just like that. I'll keep going and make sure that I'm folding my net along. In, out, in, out. So I'll go ahead until I have it completely done to the end, and I'll come and show you what next to do. So this is what I have after doing that. And actually I added more nets because I have these 2 extra nets after doing my gown, so I don't want it to go to waste, so I just added it. So I added it to this. So after picking everything, just go ahead and pull our thread. I'm going to pull tight. I will enter. This is where I started, yeah. So I'll go in so that I can have a circle. I'll go in just like that and pull tight. So this is what I have. We are going to be trimming the end. So I'll just go ahead. I'll make a knot so that I can secure it. I'll go in like that. I was actually supposed to use yellow thread, or better still white thread, but this is the closest color I have around me. So made a knot. I will do that again and make another knot. It doesn't really matter because it's not going to show. So made another knot. Yeah, so I'll cut that off. Yeah, and I'm going to open them up like this so that I can have that full net. So just open that up. After that, we are going to trim it so that we can have even end. An even end. So I think I have it all opened up. So as you can see, it's not even, so I'm going to trim. Okay. So just do the necessary trimming so that we can have a perfect circle. So I'll go off cam to perfect that, and I'll come and show you what next to do. So this is what I have after trimming. Look at that. As you can see that I have an even end. I think I still have a little trimming. So this is my sunflower. I added the little stone so that I can have that dazzling effect. So if you're interested in how to make this sunflower, a link will pop up on your screen, so kindly click on it to watch the video tutorial. because I can't hide it here. It's going to be very, very long. So I made a separate video for heat. So I have my hot glue ready. So I'm just going to add few at the back. And I will go ahead and place that in the center. Look at that. So fine. So beautiful. This set is giving me joy. Like, you don't get. So, and finally, we are going to be attaching this to our headband. So I'll just add few glue right here. So I'll just grab my band. I want it to be by the side, not center. So I'll just place that inside, and I will allow that to cool off. Practically, we are actually done with our tutorial for today. So I like that to dry off, to cool down. So I will not be able to place the gown here because it's quite full, so you are not going to see the beauties. So I'm just going to show you the finished, what's it called, the finished video at the end of the tutorial, and of course you saw it at the beginning. So thank you so much for your support, for sticking by to this moment. Yeah, a beautiful shout out to Dennis Cash for thank you for subscribing to my membership plan. And if you're interested, if you love to support, kindly check it out. I think I have 2 plans, so kindly subscribe to the membership plan if you're interested. And also the written pattern for this dress and the headband will be available. Kindly check the description box for the written pattern to support, of course. And yeah, if you find the video useful, which I believe you do, please give it a thumbs up, drop a comment if you have a question, and subscribe to the channel if you are not yet a subscriber. So by next week we should be dropping something with sunflower vibe for the baby boys. I'm not leaving the boys behind. I'm a boy mom, so yeah, I'm rooting for my son. So I'll be doing something for the baby boys next week. So that being said, this marks the end of this video tutorial. Thank you so much. Until next week, bye.